Salut les gars, on se retrouve pour cet épisode numéro 7. Comme vous pouvez le voir, on est en voiture, je suis avec Morgane, on va aller shooter du coup un épisode exclusif avec Maris Strombergs. Donc on a quitté le soleil du sud pour monter tout simplement à Besançon. Parce que Maris est dans le coin pour quelques jours, c'est un entretien que je souhaitais faire depuis très longtemps. On a essayé de trouver un créneau avec Maris, voire peut-être même d'aller directement en Californie pour ça, mais on va profiter de sa visite française pour aller capturer cet entretien. Donc Maris Strombergs, bien évidemment, double champion olympique 2008-2012, The Machine. Ça va être un entretien en tout cas qu'on va enregistrer 100% en anglais. Pour ceux qui sont un petit peu moins à l'aise avec l'anglais, n'hésitez pas à regarder chapitre après chapitre grâce aux sous-titres. Il va y avoir des sujets vraiment passionnants. Donc allez-y, profitez-en. Je vous dis à tout de suite. On se retrouve pour cet épisode 7. Let's go! Hi guys, this is Bikeground, episode number 7 today. This is a special episode. Once again, a very special one because today I'm with Maris Strombergs. Maris, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Dude, it's been a while.
It's been a minute, yeah, and it's good to be here. Good to see you again. Like you said, it's been a while, and yeah, here we are.
I think that the last time that we rode together, that was London 2012. But before we start, I have so many topics I would like to cover with you today. I just would like to thank all of you guys because you are more and more people enjoying the show, enjoying the podcast. So once again, thank you very much for that. Maris,
Yeah,
you're in France.
I'm in France. Yeah, it's been a minute too, and it's good to be back. Yeah, a lot of history here as well for us, you know, for my own career, and so it was great. Yeah, this was the first time coming here, doing a little the machine training tour, meeting all the kids and some of the older riders. So it was good, great experience, and honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, with the amount of the kids, the way they listen, they pay attention. So it was great to see. And then I think we had besides the weather, other than that, it was a awesome weekend.
I have the feeling that you're racing a little bit more, at least, like going to the tracks with your son, spending a little bit more time on the bike as well. Is there anything special behind or?
Yeah, nothing's brewing. Nothing's brewing, honestly. And then I get asked that a lot. And yeah, it requires a little bit of work. I know people think it's just you hop on the bike and just go in the Vet Pro. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, but they don't understand that it requires a routine, the training schedule. It has to be a little more. You don't want to. First of all, I would never show up if I didn't feel like I was prepared. Yeah, I've done it before, but I wouldn't do it now. Yeah. And so yeah, honestly, Australia does sound good. You know, the reason why I said it before, because I would be 39 years old. And when I won my first world title, my number was 39. So, you can link some things together. But as far as it happening, I don't know. Honestly, there's some crazy would have to happen. Yeah. But like I said, I enjoy working with kids. That's one thing. And my son, it's more of just keeping him active. Yeah. I want him to understand what his dad did and stuff like that, and then I try to bring him around, and then if he ever decides to, continue, great. If not, that's his up to him.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. Because honestly speaking, mate, I've seen some of your content on Instagram. You still have a very good first straight, but you're not training at all. You're not going to the gym. You're not doing heavy squats anymore. So this is just like pure.
No. I can make you the promise now. Yeah, there's only gym I do. It's in my own garage. Yeah, it's a small little gym. Maybe I try an hour here and there, but there's no deadlifts. There's no squats. There's no crazy plyos and
prep.
Plyos and all that stuff. There's nothing of that going on. And occasionally, if I'm really bored, instead of gym, I'll just maybe we'll squeeze like quick little sprint session, but we're looking at like once every 2 months. Yeah.
There's one thing as well, at least for me, because sometimes I'm like, even like going back to the track, why not from time to time? There are some guys like Pablo Gutierrez riding a lot, making some races, etc. But I'm like, dude, I'm so scared of crashing.
Yeah, no, 100%. To me, it's the same. Obviously, I put a lot of work in over my career, and I really can rely on my experience. Still got the skill there, so I'm trying to keep everything under control. If I ever feel that there's a moment where I'm passing the threshold where it's like I'm losing control, then I tell myself right away, yeah, this is not your job anymore. Yeah, this is not your job anymore. And I enjoy playing golf. Yeah, I could not see myself in a cast for 2 months and not be able to play golf. Yeah, so that would really suck. So so obviously, yeah, I'm keeping it fun. Obviously, as you get on the bike, I mean, a little bit. It's not fun if you don't go fast, right? Because I was always, to me, it was all about speed, going fast, and trying to win the race. Yeah, right. So I was never a guy that was going to go to the track and do all these crazy flips and some crazy stuff. So for me, it was all about speed, staying low, looking good, and going fast. Yeah. So if I can't do that, then it's just not fun. So I'm trying to kind of find the happy medium now. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's cool. You quit racing. I think that was in 2017, right?
Yeah, the last race was 2018. It was a Tangent Pro, I think I did. Actually, now maybe I think I went to Canada actually after that.
Okay.
I did some clinics as well, the training for kids, and there was a local race. There's like, hey, you gonna race? And then I had to battle it out with these local kids, which that's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy because local kids they fast, right? And but I won that one. I won the Tangent Pro, and then but the whole 2018 for me was, I mean, I kind of deep down I knew this is it. Yeah.
Okay.
After 2017 Worlds, I felt like I had physically, I felt like I had a chance. I mean, I could have won, whatever, but the things didn't happen the way, I planned or whatnot. But, and then after the race, I was like, yeah, this is my last race. Yeah. As far as the world, this is my last Worlds. And, I knew it, and but I didn't want to announce anything, because I don't want to be the guy I'm retiring. Oh no, I'm coming back. I'm retiring. 3 months later, I'm coming back. Yeah, so I wanted to wait to really be sure. I did a couple of races the same end of 2017, and 2018 came around. I just wanted to wait. Even the coach said, just wait around. You never know. And I kind of kept riding a little bit, did some sprints here and there, just to kind of keep myself in shape in case I change my mind, so I can, in those 2-3 months, I can get myself where I need to be, need to be competitive again. And then, my son was born. He was born in end of June, and literally the same night I was like, this is it. Yeah, I knew it, and I think I announced it. I think October. Got to check my old posts. Yeah, but I didn't. But like I said, I knew it for a year. Deep down, I knew this is it. Yeah, and I'm glad I made the decision.
Okay. So no regrets at all, because I was wondering, for someone, of your pedigree, of course, with 2 Olympic gold medals, I'm like seeing someone like Joris, 33 now, 34.
Yeah.
He won the Olympics. He was 33. So we have much more riders like getting older and still being able to be very fast and to compete. I was wondering if that was something that you were like, hey, maybe I should have gone for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, no. See that, I feel like the sport, it changes all the time. That nothing stays the same, right? And I feel like when the U23 class came in, so normally, back in the day, when I was 19, that there's no turning back. I gotta go elite, right?
Elite man, yeah.
First year is always rough, and the second year is like, hey, you get 2 choices: either you figure it out, or you're gonna keep sucking in elite, right?
Yeah.
So you got to grow up fast. There's no like babysitting, really.
Definitely.
And I think that those young kids, once they turn elite, they shake the class a little bit, And that's why I think back in the days it was I look at when I first Olympic Games was 21, second one I was 25. So that kind of was, I felt like 21 to like 27 was the prime age. Yeah. Now it's like, there's U23, it kind of slows down the process. So the guys they have a chance to battle it out a little bit longer with their own kind of age group, a little bit, you call it. But it doesn't mean it's less competitive. Yeah. There's, the level of the racing is.
Do you think, like those kind of changes, having like now new categories, like, like even like junior men, women on World Cups, youth 23, and then elite. Do you think it was like a smart move from the UCI, and from an athlete perspective, this is something positive?
I don't want to say nothing bad. Obviously, I haven't heard why the decision was made. What was the reason behind? I, obviously you got to look at the numbers. Is it helping the sport? Is it hurting the sport right now? But myself, not a big fan. Not a big fan. I'm not saying maybe there should be something else, but maybe then we got to change the whole junior class. Maybe the junior should be 3 years, and then after then it's elite. There's nothing. But I feel like junior, U23, elite, it's, to me, something's too much going on. I'm not, I feel like, for me personally, but again, everyone has their own opinion and stuff. So I don't have the solution at the moment, but I think it could be better. Yeah, it could be done better. Yeah.
Maybe, when I'm thinking about this, I was like, okay, because I struggled a little bit, when I moved to the elite category. The first couple of years, I crashed a lot. And then I was like, yeah, but, those kind of categories like U23, I think this would have helped me a lot back then. But on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, but dude, you were like only 20 and competing with those guys. When I was younger, I had the chance, for instance, I'm still like a very big fan of Kyle Bennett, and I had the opportunity to race.
We all are.
Him.
Yeah.
Same goes with Thomas Allier, Mackie Day. So being able to race as a young adult within the elite category was also, like a dream come true for me. So
I'm a strong believer. If there's a U23 class, it starts whatever at 19, and if you stay there all 4 years, I feel like you missed your opportunity. The odds of making you an elite is gonna, I feel like, lowers. I feel like 1-2 years transition, I see it okay, but then you gotta make that step. Like 22, you cannot, be like U23 and win all the titles every year. But again, it's all those titles still count, right?
Exactly.
You get support from your federations, from the city, so it keeps those riders in the sport a little bit longer. So I get it. There's different aspects as well, but I feel like you got to find a way to simplify it a little bit. 3 classes, junior, that I think something's a little off. Something doesn't, maybe I'm just old school guy. So whatever it is, but it could be done better.
I have the feeling, because this year was actually, the first time that I was going back to World Cup. So we've been to Sarians, and it was even almost complicated for me to understand the format. There are always pros and cons. I think it's very important to test and learn, to try things. But sometimes I'm missing the good old days. But
I think most of the guys, elite guys, can agree too. I feel like watching a little bit more this year and last year, because the previous years I kind of was more away from the sport more, and they're racing 2 days, right? Yeah. It's like a one qualifying round and the last chance qualifying, and then the next day you show up for 3 more laps. I mean, we can get it done in 1 day. It's just a waste of a day. I mean, then the same people. Then a lot of people not going to stay there those extra day just to watch it sounds too much. We got to simplify the product, and I feel like then everything simple is always the one
simple is beautiful.
Simple is beautiful, exactly. Yeah. When we try to complicate things, that's when it gets complicated, and it's easy to get lost. Yeah.
It's a recurring topic that I have, and that I'm asking. We had this discussion with Joris, with Roman Saya, Eddie, Sylvain. Also, the evolution of the tracks, because we went through a period of time when maybe we went a little, we experienced, something that was maybe a little bit too crazy. But now it's, on the clear opposite. It's way too soft, way too mellow. Even like pro sections are not pro sections anymore. So,
see, with the tracks, my personal opinion, I was part of era where I call it dumb stuff was done. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say it as it is, because even some of the worlds we raced, I get it, it's cool, we try to do it in indoors, but the tracks we go race with, the big hill, and the first jumps are smaller than I see these little amateur tracks now. It was just dangerous. First straights are so short. It's just I get it. It might have looked good, but it didn't show who really was the fastest guy. It was more of a, obviously in some ways it did, but the more lotteries involved at the same time. And just, yeah, my personal opinion, obviously. But again, that was a learning process, you know, and it just sucks I was in the middle of it a little bit, right, looking back. Because I was in my prime at that time. But, you know, it is what it is. And now we're kind of going the other way. But
Yeah.
I'm not really necessarily against where we going now, just because the BMX is dangerous as it is.
Yeah.
And but I'm all for the solid second pro section. Yeah, the first straight should be consistent, solid, somewhat safe, because we're focusing on the most speed and power, all that stuff. And second straight we can get a little wild, and then that's third straight. Obviously, we get a little rhythm section and solid finish straight. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, but that's, yeah. We'll see where BMX is 10 years from now.
Exactly. It's going to evolve anyway.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting part of it.
Yeah.
So we discussed a little bit, you know, like your potential comeback, so no comeback at all. What does your life look like right now?
I mean, at first, yeah, I had too much BMX, I guess. Yeah, you know, because the whole retirement, it wasn't just like I said, one day decision, like I said it before. And there were moments where I just didn't really feel like, you know, doing it back in like 2013, 2015. You know, the motivation was just, it was a battle. It was an inside battle nonstop. Yeah. And then I was just trying to find something. Okay, just what else, you know, something. And it was tough. It wasn't easy. And so that's why when I announced the retirement, yeah, I was just completely, there's no BMX at all.
Yeah.
I was completely checked out. Yeah.
And you were very comfortable with the idea.
I completely checked out. I was comfortable. Obviously, I picked up golf. It was a lot of golf. Yeah. Ask my wife. She would probably say sometimes too much. Yeah. But you know, I was happy. I went in the summer. I went to Latvia. I was more about family, raising the son, and you know, and then the daughter was born later. So, and then and everyone always kept asking me, it's like, hey, you can't just sit around and just do nothing, right? It's like, what do you mean? I can, right? Life, right? And but after a while, but now
it's good.
Yeah, no, life was good. Don't get me wrong. And then it just year ago or whatever kind of hit me is like, now I feel like with everything I achieved in the sport, I feel like there's more to be done. Yeah, it wouldn't be right if I just checked out and it's like, yeah, you know, the first gold medalist, whatever, first 2 gold medals in BMX in general, right? And just check out and be like, hey, see you later, guys. Yeah, but I feel like there's so much to be done in the sport. Maybe I don't know what it is yet. Obviously, I'm working on the machine brand right now at the moment. That's one thing. But going around visiting all the tracks and kids, you know, that's one thing. I don't know where it's gonna lead me. Eventually, maybe get involved in how in one way or other make the BMX better a little bit. You know, grow the sport somehow. So we'll see where it takes me eventually. But I'm around, yeah. I'm around, and that's why when I was in Latvia this summer too, I decided to visit all the tracks, yeah, because I got all the kids, and because they heard all the stories about Maris Strombergs. There's this legend and this whatnot, but they never saw me in person, right? And that's where the whole thing started. It was like I had my bike with me. We rode together a little bit, hung out, talked, and they gave him the opportunity to kind of hang out, and you know, I was obviously bring my medals and stuff, so. And and then now I decided to just kind of make it a little bit bigger. Visit. Obviously, I'm here in France, and then the plans are to go to different countries later on. And then, like I said, where I'll end up, a couple of years from now, who knows? Yeah, but I don't see myself, working for UCI. If you ask me,
who knows? I mean,
who knows? Yeah, but that's obviously not the plan. And but I'm here for it. Like I said, my heart has always been in BMX, and I want to see the professional athletes. I want to see in general the BMX grow.
Yeah.
And I want to see professional athletes holding bigger paychecks at the end of the
for sure.
end of the races. Yeah.
You know, I think it's very cool for a guy like you being involved with the youngest generations. I think it's important. There are not much pros doing that. I mean, or former elite guys, that are keen to come back in a way.
Yeah, I mean, when you active racer, I mean, obviously the that's not something you want to do, because it's all, you got to have your, your schedule, your naps, your rest, whatever it is. It's all BMX. And but to me, it was trust me, when I was racing, for me, it was the same thing. When I had to do if ever, we had to do a clinic here and there, and I'm looking at the younger kids, is like, I'm telling him to do one thing, and I'm looking, I was like, how come you don't understand, right? Because you're a professional athlete. You're like, well, what do you mean? I'm telling you, dude, this is basic thing. How's it possible you don't get it? But then later on, as I retired, had my own kids, and I starting to understand more and learn about the kids. It's a lot different,
Maturity.
Right? Exact maturity. But you understand, with kids, you got to work a little bit different, and stuff like that. And it comes with time, that back then, obviously, it was all about results, achievements, all this stuff, and training hard. It was
on yourself.
You had
as a pro.
As a pro, basically. I always say, my wife too, and then as a pro, I mean, you have to be a little selfish, because in some ways, because it's as crazy as it sounds, it kind of is all about at certain time, it's kind of all about you, because everything is it's you, and then BMX, and you gotta you travel, you need results. Not that you need results, but you're obviously aiming for the highest achievements, and it's physically and mentally, it can get a little draining,
And how did you leave the transition? Was it hard or not that much?
The retirement?
Yeah.
Not really, honestly, because my coach, he tried to convince me to Tokyo as an option, right? Yeah, he still, and
are you talking about Ivo?
Yeah, Ivo Lakuch, and but I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. And watching Tokyo, glad I made the decision when I did it, and it wasn't my type of track, and I'm glad. Obviously, COVID happened at the same time, and I felt like I would have wasted 3-4 years, my life, and being that selfish me again, and so no, I'm completely happy, and transition was easy because I already kind of was halfway retired. I picked up golf, was playing a lot of golf, and doing some other stuff. So it was kind of, and in myself, I knew it too. Like, I was prepared. I knew I don't want to be the guy that gets pushed out of the sport. I want to be the guy that leaves on my terms when I want to leave. Obviously, I wanted to leave with maybe winning a world title, whatnot. But obviously, there wasn't in the cards. But I didn't want to be the guy that's in the motos and getting cut off every lap. That's not how I want to. So I felt like this is the time, and I'm completely good with it.
When I stopped BMX, I think that was in 2014, 2015. I was not even able to make any finals at the French level. I was completely gone. Mentally, I was gone, but I was still like in this kind of process. Let's try again. Let's try. Maybe it's going to come back, but never. And I was, like looking back at it, I was like, I think I should have quit after London. Definitely. That was a good year. And then going back to school and so on. But I feel very difficult and I think it's the case for many riders, to take this kind of decision.
Obviously, my coach plays a big part as well. Obviously, my parents, the way I was raised, maybe, but I always kind of knew it. And people always are surprised when I tell them, it's like, the BMX was, as much as I love the sport and I did it my whole life, it was never my favorite sport.
Really?
Yeah. It was never that my favorite sport was always basketball, right? Okay. And then when I was 10, I quit BMX for a while too. Even though I won the worlds when I was 9, when I was 10, I stopped racing for a while. I started playing basketball and stuff. But again, what happened is that the basketball system in Latvia for the kids wasn't in a good state at the mind.
Okay.
Coaches back then, they were running the games completely drunk and stuff and yelling at little kids. So it kind of pushed me away from the basketball. But even though...
Because Latvia is a strong country in basketball, right? You have some...
Yeah. No, we got some good NBA players. No, the system has changed and everything's good. But, in the end, it worked out, So it kind of pushed me away. And then obviously BMX was always there. And then they kind of picked it up again. And I kept riding. And there were a couple moments, when I was 16 and I think 19, or 18, whatever it was. I think 19 when I was like, just wasn't quite 100% sure. Yeah. And, but I always tell kids too, what kept me in the sport is not all the good achievements or the victories, but those bad moments, those bad races that I felt like I was fast, but something always happened. It's like I came unclipped or I hit the gate when I felt like, why me? And then I, like I always tell kids, then I went home, I looked in the mirror and I knew I'm doing something wrong. Yeah. So maybe all these thoughts of trying to, wanting to maybe quit BMX, it's maybe not for me, or not training hard, or maybe going out and partying too much, or whatever it was at the time. But I knew it was me. I started with me. Yeah. So, and then looking back, I made the decision. Yeah. This, I want BMX. If I focus on something, then I got to give 100%. And here we are. Yeah, obviously. And then,
if there is one advice that you would like to share to, like to kids, or once again to those younger generations, what would it be?
There's so many things I can tell them. Yeah, but obviously that, as simple as it sounds, first of all, yeah, there's no shortcuts. Yeah, there's no, and that the talent is great, but hard work, in the end, hard work always going to be talent.
Yeah.
Long term, there's not even a question, right?
Fully agree.
And yeah, that's what I always tell kids. And you got to work hard. Yeah, you got to earn that. You got to earn that luck. Yeah, the luck doesn't just come to you because you look pretty or you ride nice or you got good skills on the bike. You got to put the work in. You got to believe in what you do. You got to have good habits and all that stuff. And I truly believe, I believe in karma and all that stuff. So, there are golf gods up there too, watching you. If you don't do something right, you will, yeah. Right. So
interesting. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to went to a couple of BMX tracks in France. That the system is quite good. The way the local clubs are structured and so on. But I have the feeling that there are like more and more parents pushing their kids, but way too much. Is it something that you are foreseeing as well?
No, again, every country is probably different. Yeah, there's, again, it's all about finding the balance. Yeah, and I always tell a lot of parents, obviously, you want your kid to be successful. You want him to. I always tell you don't want your kid to win too much at an early age. Yeah, which sounds crazy, but there's so many riders that I've seen win all these challenge classes one year after another, win world champs, and the junior years can maybe stick around elite, completely gone, definitely. Disappear, right? So you peak too early, right? And to me, I was fortunate where I was in the mix, I was always good, but there was always that couple other kids, and once a year it's hard to put it all together, right? When we get a chance to travel to European champs or to the worlds. And so to me, I really truly believe it's not too healthy to win too much too early. But so you got to find out right balance. Yeah, there are a lot of parents. You want to push the kid a little bit, obviously, to make sure he's stays on the right path and all that stuff. But it's not about the results. Yeah, it's about the. I had the one of the tattoos as well right here. It's about the journey, right? Yeah. How we get there. That's what it should be all about. Yeah. It's all about, the kid has a chance to race let's say the European Championship. It's somewhere else. It's all about all the family maybe getting together, driving to the race, hanging out, spending time together. And, watching the kid that he's trying, he's warming up, he's really wanting. And if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Yeah. It's all about all that time you spend together, those moments, and then the kid, that he was there, he was present, he wanted it, he tried, he gave his best, and obviously you go home, if he wants to push himself harder, great. And that's what he'll figure it out himself. Yeah, right. It's not, my real coaching started with Ivo, when I was like 16, 15. Yeah, really. Before, obviously I had coaches, but it was never, it was just 3 times a week track, and boom, that's it. Yeah.
Ivo Lacuc, former elite man from Latvia, obviously. He won the European Championship 2003, I think.
It could be Stats. Yeah, he had Bulldog, Stats, all kinds of brands that many people not
He
even
made a couple
gonna
of podiums at the end of the year for sure. He made a couple of European podiums, but also he made like 1 or 2 finals at the World.
Yeah, I know he got second on the 2001
True,
Kentucky, on the power light, good old
Yeah.
power light.
Behind Dale.
Behind Dale,
Yeah.
Jason Richardson, I think, was there too, yeah. And I think I got third that year myself. I was there
Okay.
too, yeah. And yeah, no, a lot of a lot of good memories, a lot of good times. And about you though, one before I forget, yeah. I mean, you always had your style though.
Yeah.
You could not, when you see you ride on the track, you could tell right away who that was, right? Which is cool.
Yeah.
Which to me, that's what BMX is lacking right now. Yeah, I want more personalities. Be you. If that's how you wanna. That's your style a little bit. Hey, we can adjust a little bit. Make sure we get the basics down, but be you.
Yeah,
right.
agree.
To me, it's we try and sometimes put too many riders in just one box. This is it.
In one mold. Yeah.
One mold. Yeah, and then this is the way. Yeah, but you got to put that always space. There's letter E, and we got to put that dot on that letter I, whatever, or selves. Yeah.
Of course, I mean, we are doing BMX racing. So when you have to race, you have to go fast and to be the quickest. But on the flip side, we also have the opportunity to bring a little bit of creativity. Being stylish. When I was a kid, that was one of my goals. Okay, I would love to win races, but I want to be stylish. And
let's say when you combine that with a little bit of proper mindset, physical abilities, a little bit training, and you can keep that style, and boom, there's a result. Yeah,
for sure.
And there's the personality there. Possible star. Obviously it's a lot of little things that has to click and happen, but in general, yeah. And I would love to see more of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We discussed about Ivo a couple of minutes ago. You discussed about the fact that you went back to Latvia. You met some kids over there. I've always been very impressed about Latvian riders because back then, and I've checked the stat, from 2005 to 2014, every year, except in 2009, we had Latvian riders on the top of the box or on the box of the European Championship every year. And in 2006, Matisons won, Ivo second, and then Zentin's third. And I think you finished fifth or...
No, the overall?
The overall.
No, I think I was 11th. Yeah, that year was a good wake-up call for me because a lot of people know the whole winter, Thursday and Saturday, I was in the club till 6 o'clock in the morning. And that was the result there, there, yeah. So obviously I won the junior title year before.
Yeah. First year.
Not that I was,
guy.
Not that I had this, I'm a star now, I'm gonna go party. No, but it's just, I get sucked in that lifestyle just a little bit, yeah. But I was still training.
This is something I was not aware of.
But I was still training, and then, I mean, it leaves its mark, yeah. Okay. When you're out there till 5 o'clock in the morning, taking one shot after another,
So you went through this kind of short dance floor machine era?
Yeah, you can call it that way, yeah. All the dancing on the stage and all kinds of stuff, yeah. But to me, those are great learning experiences, and it's way. I mean, again, I don't wish anyone that go do that, and obviously not. But for me, it worked. Yeah, I was fortunate enough where I knew it's time to stop. It's not for you, and that's not where I want to be in BMX, right? And like I always say, sometimes it's way better to learn the hard way. Yeah, instead of your coach telling you, it's like, hey, it's not good for you, don't do it, right? So. So there's a little bit of, good in both, yeah. So for me, it worked out, yeah.
They're always good lessons.
Yeah.
But, going back to my question, I'm really impressed because, for instance, 2005, Thomas Allier won. So that's the European Championship. 2005, Thomas Allier, Ivo Lacouche second, Florent Bout third. 2006, Matisons won, Lacouche second, Zentin's third. 2007, Thomas Allier won, you finished second. Arturs Matisons second, a third. 2008, you won, Ivo finished second. 2009, no Latvian guys. Come on, dude. Such a poor year.
Yeah, because I moved to America. Yeah.
2010, Matisons finished third. 2011, Arturs Matisons finished second. Arturs Matisons won in 2012. Riyad Zweider finished second in 2012. You won 2013 and 2014 in a row.
Yeah.
In terms of country, how many riders are in Latvia?
Yeah, no, before I forget my thought, people don't even realize how far behind we were BMX wise from you guys, from Netherlands, and obviously huge part is Ivo Lakucha, Kocha, because obviously I was still a little kid. I was just happy to ride my whatever, it was a 20-kilogram bike at that time, some old one. But and he was the one that they went to, there was a race, let's say in Holland, whatever. They go there and they see, oh, that's how they do it. That's what kind of handlebars they have. Oh, they all doing wheelies in the parking lot. So they go home whole year. That's what they do, right? Wheelies in the parking lot. So next time they go is like, oh wow, the things have changed. Yeah, they know they're sitting down on the bike doing wheelies, pedaling on the bike. So now they go practice them, But that just shows how we went there to learn, trying to learn and get better. And obviously, we were so far behind in that regard. And even when I won my first Olympic medal, even we were in the mix and already established country, but we only had, think about it, we only had like 140, 150 total riders in the whole country.
That's the thing.
Think about it. Right now, it blows my mind, right? How did we do it, right?
And back then, you were like maybe, how many elite men were Latvians? Because we discussed, those kind of years, 2005, 2006, of course, Matisons, yourself, Zentins, Ivo Lakuch, who else? Let's say 5, 6, maybe 7 riders?
Yeah, they honestly, not that, I don't think, we definitely didn't have semis, no semis,
But most of you guys...
most we had like 9, 10,
Yeah, in the top 10 on the European level.
And
which is amazing. In France, back then, we were like maybe 12, 13,000 of riders. That's a lot. The federation was not as structured as it is nowadays, for sure, but it was already, quite good. And I'm like, if you compare the volume of riders, and then at the bottom of the funnel, the number of elite guys who had the ability to win, the conversion rate is massive.
Yeah.
What are the reasons behind? What was the secret?
For us?
Yeah.
Always, honestly, I give it to my coach, Ivo Lakucha. He had obviously the BMX in general started, I think, in 88 or 89 in Latvia. The guy who started, he was the one in friends with some Dutch guys, and he brought the BMX to Latvia better. But that's looking way back, and obviously Ivo was the big reason, because he was kind of like, to me, he was like my first idol, you put it that way. Obviously, it was Denny Nelson, American racer. But as far as local, he was the guy, We're like, wow, wish I could train with him one day, stuff like that. And then I had that opportunity later in my career. But so he's a big reason. He had his vision. He wanted to be not that he wanted I'm sure there's other guys, but he was traveling to Europe to all the races at first, obviously getting beat, and then coming home, trying to get better and better, and then
processing everything
and learning everything. And also he went to study in that segment as well.
Okay,
and
cool.
So and honestly, the big reason we were just at that point, we were just kind of like a little ducks following the the main guy, and then and it just kind of happened. We were just I guess obsessed with BMX. We just riding, trying to get better. And obviously for me it was great because I had Ivo at that time to catch. I had Matisons, he was older than me. And I was kind of third, fourth in line really at that time. And then that 1 year, honestly, what year was it? Honestly, 2007, that's when it kind of really started clicking. After the final rounds in France, 2007, Thomas won that title. But the final rounds were in France, and I remember I won the both days. And since that moment, it just something kind of clicked, and then it was the rest obviously is history. Yeah,
for sure.
and I always want to give heads down to my coach as well, because he was always coaching me, knowing that it's just matter of probably months or whatever, a year till I'm gonna pass him. But he's still stuck with it. You know, a lot of people would be like, "Hey, you're getting faster than me, and I can't coach anymore." But he was like, "No," he knew it, and he was all for it. He wanted me to.
He was true coach, a true leader, because as a leader, it was even more happier to seeing you like growing, getting better and better at some point, and then being able to beat him.
And I mean, we had our moments too. Don't get me wrong. Like any relationship, you know, it wasn't all great. There was some rocky waters to it, you know, at some years, but you know, we figured it out, and we still,
What was your relationship with Arturs Matisons?
I mean, the relationship right now is good. We when I'm in Latvia, we get together once in a while, play some golf, and you know, and stuff like that. But at that time, I mean, I didn't have a bad relationship, but we were not, starting 2008, we were not training together anymore.
Okay.
I was with Ivo, and then obviously later on, Tremanis and Richard Veda joined us. And he was on his own, and that was his decision.
Okay.
You know, that was his decision, and the way it happened, obviously, he might have his own story. You know, but I still remember to this day, we had a training camp in France, and Saint Maxim. The winter time, my coach and assistant, they couldn't come as early, so they joined us like 5-6 days later.
Okay.
So we were there training. There was 3 guys in Tom Skujins. I don't know. Junior kid. And then we were doing gates. And just that year, just every gate I was just beating him every gate. And that's when he kind of like, he didn't like that. And again, not blaming anybody. You know, obviously, exactly. But and that's when he decided, when my coach came,
to do things on his own.
But when my coach came to France at that time, Ivo, he was like, "What's going on? They one is on this side of the track, one is on this. They're not riding together anymore." And he just, for whatever reason, coach chose my side, and then we stuck with it, and then stayed together till the end of my career. And then he was Arturs was training with Ivo's brother.
Okay.
So there was always a lot of politics, and you know, back then we all can sit down with a glass of whiskey and talk about the good old days and what could have, should have, and maybe we should have done this and done this. But that was the situation. And Ivo's brother wasn't talking. The brothers weren't talking either, even though they were coaching Arturs, and other brother was coaching me. So it was an interesting situation. Put it that way.
Because even from the outside, I remember having a discussion with Florent Bout back then, with Thomas Hamon as well. This is something that we noticed too. You know, it was so not so obvious, but you know, we were like, oh, there is something in between Maris and Arturs. Of course, Arturs had, you know, some amazing years. 2004, 2005, 2006, even in 2008, because he won the first World Cup in Madrid. He was so dominant at the beginning of the season.
I mean, maybe the right way would be stick together. We are a small country. We got to stick together. And if you win, great. We all root for each other. But we kind of decided to create these two groups. And not that I had, I mean, he was obviously growing up. We were always traveling together with Arturs. He was 2 years older. So I was always just trying to copy him, do whatever he does. So it was, I was always a younger kid. And, it just kind of happened, but it's not that I had any bad relationship with him, but I was training with Ivo, and I was just focusing on my own stuff. I was not into politics. In the inside, all the whatever going on. So I just saw strictly, I'm training, I'm trying to go and win the race. That's it. Everything else is, you guys deal with that stuff.
I remember, you know, I don't know exactly when was that, but after, whether it was a World Cup or a European round, but we had, you know, like a French team kind of meeting. It was like a post-mortem meeting, and The national coach Fabrice Vettoriti back then told us, guys, look at the Latvians. You know, they are just, you know, like few riders, but they are killing it. They are not like physically or technically better than you are, but mentally, they want to win everything. That's it. They're like a pack, a group, and they want to kill everyone. So you have to be mentally prepared as they are. And that was very interesting because I have this, you know, this kind of vision. I saw you guys, I think that was maybe after a race, whether in Valkenswaard in Netherlands, but you were all in a van traveling, you know, to all of those European rounds from Latvia. So, you know, it's on the on the other edge of the eastern side of Europe. Yeah. We had those discussions, you know, like, ooh, how can we beat them now?
Obviously, we were hungry, but like, I don't think we had the mindset to go in and we're gonna kill everybody. Yeah, it's like we were still, at least
like I can, being hungry.
Yeah, being hungry. But to me, I was always, I mean, I put a lot of work in, first of all, and then, but I always say, I mean, I was always humble. It was never like, oh, I'm gonna, all these Frenchies, I know, I'm gonna kill them all. Yeah, they, you know, they were in charge of BMX for so long. No, it's our time. None of that. Yeah,
positive rivalry.
Yeah, it was positive rivalry, and we were just happy that, you know, first of all, we had to get to your guys' level. That was first, right? And then the next thing, it just kind of happened, yeah, on its own. It's not like anything was planned, and we always, which always helps when you have somebody to chase, yeah. And that's why I feel like for us, you got Dutch guys, or back in the day, Rob de Wild. There was the guys that we were like, oh, you know, we have somebody to chase till the moment that we were the ones getting chased, yeah, right? And right now, I mean, obviously, I'm done racing now, but you know, it's a circle, yeah. You know, so I feel like we are back in line again, so we gotta chase again, yeah, right? And then that's why even in Latvia, yeah, obviously the whole Olympic gold medals gave a good push to the sport.
Yeah,
it grew. We got more riders, but as I go back, I feel like I always tell us, like, hey, we gotta have a plan. We cannot just live in the past because I had 2 gold medals thinking it's gonna last forever. Yeah, you know, it just few more years. You know, people are already slowly starting to forget because, you know, time goes by fast. Yeah, definitely. It's been a while, and we gotta have a plan how we can sustain. How can we grow it? Like 2-3 year plan, something. We gotta do something. Yeah, but
what is the strategy behind? Is he still involved?
He's involved a little bit. He coaches a couple kids here and there, but he kind of moved away. He did. He was involved in a soccer team. Yeah, like the physical trainer. Yeah. So, which, you know, he did pretty good there and stuff, and he enjoyed it and he really liked it. But I think he's slowly coming back more into BMX again, getting more involved. So we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see. Yeah, but. He's still around, and but like I said, yeah, you cannot sleep on the past results. We always gotta push forward. Yeah,
exactly. There is always something to chase. There is always something to reflect on, and if you want to stay on the top, well, at least if you just want to remain.
Like for us, it was always we didn't want to, even back in the day. I think that's where we got. We didn't want to just copy you guys or do, oh, the French is doing this or Dutch guys this. We wanted to come on on the scene with our own, with our own what's the right word, just with our own look, something different, something new, that's and I think that's
with your own style, your own pedigree,
on style or mindset or whatever, whatever it was, our own training programs. We didn't want to just like, oh, they're doing this for training, we're gonna do this. No. We were like, no, we're gonna do better, like that the whole mindset. And I mean, and thanks to Ivo, obviously, like I always call him, he's my second dad, basically. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Dude, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little exercise. I've selected 3 races that are, to me, interesting, of course, but I'd like to get your thoughts. I'd like, of course, we seek for anecdotes, for like inside stories and so on. So we're gonna watch those races on my computer.
Let's do it.
After each of them, we're gonna take a couple of minutes to comment. The first one, this is basically your first
This is it, the final
win.
Men, you're looking at Maris Strombergs. You might as well call him Maris Strombergs.
So this is Taiyuan, China, 2008.
2008 World, yeah.
Your first gold medal at the UCI World Championship.
I think I won every lap, honestly. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but we got
Very well, very consistent rider. Francis Thomas Hamon.
Thomas.
Safiso Nalapo from South Africa.
Safiso had some good races too.
he got a good strength, yeah. He was strong, yeah. Maybe a touch lacking the skill on some more technical tracks, but the power was there, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
They battled all day long to get into this position. This is now do or die for them. This is for the World Championship title. These guys are focused. You notice that Donnie gets up at the last second there. Very zen-like. And there's the snap. The riders are up and watch. Wow, look at Safiso. He's making a move. Who's going to get it?
They saw a good strength.
Yeah.
Strombergs, but there's
Dude, I really like the turn of Steven Caesar.
That was, that's a solid French move right there.
Where is Caesar? Caesar is in third place. Incredible riding from Nalapo. Incredible. Where's Caesar? He's making his move. This is where he always gets it. And he does. He gets second place. It's going to be Strombergs. Caesar.
Do you remember the Chinese lady announcing the races?
Nah.
That was...
Yeah, my memory in general is not that. A lot of little things I remember the big picture, but a lot of little details I don't.
She was yelling in
Yeah.
the mic. That was terrible. Seeing this race, I'd like to get your thoughts on that, and then I'll have few questions for you.
I mean, this one. Not that this is where it all started, but I think I got that. The name Maris was put out there on that world scene. I feel like for real at this race, I think that's what he did. Even though we had some World Cups before and stuff, where it's like, okay, he's fast, but when you go win the worlds, it's like, okay, wherever the guy's from, but he's pretty fast, yeah, right?
Because you had a tough beginning of the year in this specific year, right? Because I remember that you didn't win out of the motos at Madrid, the first World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy track.
It was.
It was pretty wild. And I remember I was going in outside lane, and which was, I still remember, quick story, I think I got 7-6 in the first motos, and then I picked lane 8, and I won the third one with 14 points or 15 points, whatever. The people that know, I qualified, for the next.
Okay.
Yeah, I got out of the motos. I was like, and I was kind of happy, but at the same time, like, I wasn't happy. But yeah, I remember, yeah.
And to which extent this specific win, well, rainbow jersey, it's not nothing, definitely not. But to which extent this race put you in a good position for the Olympics?
I mean, I'm sure it did. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking about Olympics at this point. Okay. I knew I was qualified already. I'm going Olympics, all that stuff. But I mean, I still remember that day when my ex-girlfriend, I mean, at that time, girlfriend, like it was like a month before Olympics or something. After the Worlds, I was sitting outside on the stairs, by the house, and she walked up to me. It's like, yeah, but have you ever thought about that? You could actually go win Olympics, and that was honestly the first time I was like, yeah, right. Really? I mean, it kind of, that was the first time I really kind of thought about it. It's like, okay, and then it kind of got real, yeah. But the first one, obviously, don't get me wrong, is special, and it's awesome to win the first gold medal and all that stuff, and it was a great experience. But it wasn't as challenging just because I was the youngest guy in the team. Even though I was the world champ, a lot of people thought, okay, he's the young kid gonna go to Olympics. It's the whole different beast. He's gonna he's gonna choke. Yeah, what not that that's what they said, but basically not gonna handle the pressure. So, and all the media attention was more on the whole team. Ivo was there, Arturs was there. I was just kind of there, you know.
So you're in a way kind of protected.
Yes, even though I'm sure there was expectations of world champ going in, but I felt like not as much was talked about me as it's like, hey, he's our best chance now to win the gold. It wasn't, some of it. So it kind of helped me in that regards, yeah. And then obviously the Olympics came around, and I still remember it was hot as hell there. And me and Ivo were the last guys, because there was a lot of practice, like hour sessions, 2-hour sessions. We were the last guys. I mean, last session, everyone was already checked out. It's too hot. We done. We already got enough practice. Me and Ivo were still getting the first, second straight away combos in, just making sure everything's dialed in, and it all paid off. Yeah. And again, hats off to Ivo. Yeah, I was just doing what I was told. It's like, hey, let's get this done. Let's do this, and I was just, let's do it. Yeah. And he was. I mean, that's why I think he was a good coach. Obviously, more than a coach, but he genuinely, even though he was racing, he wanted me to succeed. Yeah. And that's why I got where I got. Yeah.
Very interesting. Let's go for the second video. This is Birmingham 2012 UCI World Championship.
Hey, who's that guy?
Then it's a bit of ego boost. This is the first time that actually we're gonna watch a video of myself racing kind of well. I've got an anecdote because we had a discussion together on the gate.
Did I have lane 6? Did I?
No, you were supposed to have lane 7. But then I told you, if I give you lane 6, do you take lane 6? You told me yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I was like, okay, dude, let's go lane 6. I'm gonna take lane 7. That was
this race. I mean, obviously you can't see right here, but I was. I had a fever. Yeah, I was right here, probably 39. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, sick as a dog. Yeah. But again, when you're sick, the first day is great because your body's fighting.
Because actually, dude, I
had a good gate.
A hell of a first straight.
Strombergs trying to get around that.
Will be in front, Jory second, and then I got you from the outside. You cased the last jump so hard.
Yeah, I was kind of ready.
And he won't do it. 777 goes for the buzzsaw.
I got disqualified by the way.
And it's going to be Willoughby beats out the former world champion.
Willoughby won, Jory second, myself third, and you finished last, I think.
Yeah, I got last, but then they disqualified me. Yeah.
Okay, why?
Yeah, it wasn't because I crashed and I was walking off the track, and then they were yelling, "Yeah, you got to put the helmet on and cross the finish line with your bike." And I was like, "Dude, I just crashed. I got hurt. What do you want to leave me alone?" And then they, I guess I think they took it personal. That's all it was, because obviously I've never read their UCI rule book, so I don't really know. But to me, it just seemed crazy. Yeah, it's like, what if they walk me on the stretcher? Do they put helmet on and run me through the finish line too? It's like, so that seemed a little crazy. But obviously, I think the world date was given whoever got 5th in semi.
Yeah.
So I got completely erased from this worlds. Yeah, which is crazy. But again, if only the track was
longer.
A little bit longer.
Yeah.
This, I felt like, I felt physically great. Even though I was sick that day, but I always say,
You were a good half bike in front.
Yeah, no, I had a good gate. Everything it felt great in the final.
So short.
It was a little too short, yeah. And but again, it's not like Sam is the easy guy to beat, regardless. Yeah, he was like, to me, you always ask me, who's your biggest, obviously I battled, rival, or I battled Randy Stumposer where I moved. There was Kyle Bennett, and then Sam came around. But to me, Sam was the toughest one from all of them, just because the dude just never gave up.
Yeah, that's something we're going to discuss right after.
Yeah.
Want to
But some of these little tracks, I felt like looking back, we all could have, would have, should have, right? But I felt like I should have won a couple more. I should have a couple more world titles, right?
Yeah.
But but it's not something I go to bed and think about. And
Yeah.
but looking back, I wish the tracks were just a touch better. Yeah.
But don't you think that, like not winning the Worlds this year was a kind of helpful for the Olympics, or not at all? Pressure-wise.
Nah, I don't think it would have really. Obviously, now we never know how it would have worked out if I won the Worlds, but yeah, I don't think it would have honestly changed much, because the whole year was all about Olympics already. Yeah, obviously you want to win the Worlds, and if I won the Worlds, I would have probably been like, okay, I won the Worlds 2008, everything's looking good, we're on the right track, right?
Yeah.
if you think that way, but yeah, I don't think it would have changed much. But like I said before, the London, it wasn't an easy period. Yeah, the whole season was a little. I was getting sick a lot, overtraining. Probably in the back of my mind, Olympics are coming. You got to defend your title.
Yeah.
So there was one too many races. I felt I was racing when I was sick. Yeah, not just like sick, but like even this one I had fever. Yeah, for like 2 days, and day before. But again, those couple days you can manage it, because when your body's fighting sickness, it gives you that strength, even though you feel like crap. But you can make it happen. But after the race, dude, I honestly thought I'm gonna die. Yeah, dude, I felt horrible. Yeah, yeah.
That's the last video that we're gonna watch. This is actually Papendal 2016, if I'm not mistaken. This is your last World Cup win.
Probably could be the last World Cup I did too.
Willoughby, two-time world champion. Joris Godet, past world champion in the race format, as well as time trial world champion.
I thought that you were on lane 8 on this one, because you already won Papendal from lane 8, I think.
No, this was lane 1. I think
You
lane
won
1.
lane
Yeah.
1 on this one.
I was playing it smart.
Event before. He would love to get on that podium. David Graff, third place at the World Championships last year. He wants to be back up there. He knows he can do it. So here we go with the main event for the elite men at stunt number 3 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup. Let the gate fall.
They're off to a clean start. Looks like Willoughby got the pop.
We didn't have the best gate.
Few extra
Yeah.
power pedals, and he jumps into the first turn in first, holding out Daudet. Daudet is in second. Oh, passing
Such a
the
big
first.
crash for
Maris.
Arturs.
Right clean, and then Graff into second place again. So one of those guys got tripped up, and Graff is in second. Looks like Willoughby in third. So Strombergs, it's not over yet. Graff is smart down these straightaways and in the corners. Looks like Willoughby might be in a little bit of trouble with the Magician fighting for third, but it's going to be Strombergs, Graff, and Ramirez edging out Willoughby. Again, shifty in those corners. He is over the moon. He's so happy.
So we're done with the videos. What do you want to tell us about this very last World Cup win?
This one felt, I mean, honestly, even though I didn't have a good gate in the final, lane 1 is always tricky, right? Because it's lane 1, and all. To me, that's why I like the lane 6, lane 8 once in a while, because it keeps you locked in, because you need the best out of yourself. Lane 1, a lot of times I felt like all I need is solid 90%, right? And when that thought creeps in your mind, it's so easy the 90% drops to like 80% real quick. Yeah, the little bit at that moment you relax, right? And but now this one, honestly, I won the lap times are good. I was winning most of the laps, and I felt like we were on the right track to try to go for a 3P. That's what I felt like. Yeah, I still got it. I can do it, and. If the track was similar to Papendal, I think that's what I was prepared for Rio Olympics, but it was a little different, obviously. Again, as you get older, you start blaming tracks and stuff, which I didn't want to do, but if I was younger, probably would have figured it out. Whatever the issues with the second jump and stuff, it was too small. I think you asked 90%, 95% of riders, they'll agree.
You're talking about Rio, right?
Rio Olympics, yeah. And I always say, because I think that was Olympics when they build the first straights, they they build the straights for guys, and they try to make it work for girls.
Yeah.
This was the first year they try to build it for girls and try to make it work for guys, right? And it's not the right recipe. Yeah. Again, but yeah, I mean, nothing but good memories.
What
Yeah.
was your result in Rio? Quarters?
Yeah, I was quarters. Yeah, but again, I was already in practice. I pretty much told myself, yeah, I could have made it to semis. Yeah, and all I had to do is just get the 4th place in I think the 3rd run, and halfway through the lap, I mean, he was right there because Graf, I think he was on clip that I could have easily passed him, but I just, not that I didn't want it or I gave up, but I felt like even if I make it to tomorrow, I'm just risking getting hurt because I'm not winning this event. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can make it to the semi and just kind of half-ass it, right? And then what happens when you do that? You get hurt, and so. But you know, I was obviously it sucked at first, but it just wasn't what we were preparing for. Put it that way. We put a lot of hard work in. We had this planned out. We were preparing for this kind of type of track, and when we got there, it just was completely opposite. You know, caught me off guard, and I could not recover. Yeah,
because on paper, physically, technically, mentally, you were prepared.
Oh yeah, we put a lot of work in before the Olympics, and as far as the times and even I had issues with the starting hill many years. Yeah, you know, I was only putting 4 cranks down the hill, so we spend a lot of time get that extra crank in. You know, and then I developed that bad habit, yeah, obviously, and we put a lot of work in. We figured that out. It took a while. It wasn't easy, yeah, because you know when you have those little things.
How did you work that back then?
Well, because we had a track back home that we built ourselves, yeah. The playground, I call it, right? And we changed the first straight a little bit, and on the lane 8, coach he asphalted, we made that triple step up, turned it into a little tabletop. So whatever happens on the bottom, if the pedals get stuck, whatnot, I can still save it, yeah. And I was just trying, and it took a while. You just, you know, because you have some things up here. It's deeper than just physically, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's really hard to overcome. You almost need a psychologist if you put it that way, right? But I didn't believe in that back then, and it took a while, yeah. But we somehow got it figured out, and that alone, because I didn't have that figured out in Papendal, yeah. If you watch the Papendal, I think I was still you gotta watch the video, yeah. But it gave me that extra confidence, yeah. I can pull it off, yeah. That's honestly what kept me in the sport those 4 years, yeah.
Okay.
And that's why there's a story, yeah. A lot of people don't know why my son is called Rio, yeah.
Okay.
It started as a joke, yeah. My wife was 6 months pregnant, and we were eating pizza, I remember, for lunch, and I told her, it's like, hey, let's name our son Rio. He's gonna be my 3rd gold medal. There it is, yeah. So, you know, I got the full set, yeah. So I got my 3 gold medals, so I'm good,
You got the gold medal with your son.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So I'm completely satisfied, yeah. I got my 3.
How old were you at Rio?
29.
29. It's very interesting because during this specific year, you tried to almost rethink or relearn your way to address, you know, like those 8 meters starting hill, the number of cranks, etc., that you are able to deliver. It's very interesting because, you know, I would think that this is definitely not the kind of stuff that I would have personally changed, because I would have been, okay, I'm used to 4 cranks, I'm doing that for that long. Let's stick to it, and I'll find other solutions in order to get there. But
yeah, but to me, when I go back and look at old videos, I wasn't doing it. This whole thing, obviously, the big effect, what happened, it started when I crashed in 2010 at the Grands, when I jumped that double with the wrong foot.
Okay.
Right, and it left a mark on my whole career a little bit, right? Because even though we kind of understood why it happened, but I couldn't quite understood why it happened. Like how on my level, it's a basic second straight. How maybe I was mentally tired, physically a little bit fatigued, but still though. But if it happened once and we don't figure it out, that means it can happen again, right? And that those the little thought, even though you don't think about it, but it's somewhere in here, deep down. And then I started developing some bad habits, right? You know, for the next few years, I was still, I mean, obviously physically, I probably was, better than anyone else. So I was able to get away with some little stuff here and there. Obviously, the Sam is getting faster, Connor's coming up, George is getting faster. So then it gets a little bit trickier, and I felt like if I want to get the third gold medal, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
I cannot just show up with the same,
I gotta face those
because
struggles and
the
to
competition's
address them
getting
properly.
better. Right. And we figured it out. We figured it out. We did it. And just, it didn't happen. But again, I raced next year. We have a couple World Cups in Rock Hill. I won the first season in Oldsmar.
Yeah.
I was killing it, pulling the Supercross. So, everything was still there. I could physically do it, but just, I didn't have it mentally anymore where I was just like, I just wanted to be there. I wanted to do it. There was nothing that excited me anymore, really. And that was the
spark was not there anymore.
The
Not
spark,
as it used to be.
I wasn't enjoying the process, the training, even though I was training, and it's not like I was getting lazy or whatnot, but I felt like everything I do was just, there's always expectation of, okay, result. I need a title. If I don't get a title, then, what am I doing here, right? And then it kind of took maybe that a little bit of joy, the fun out of it a little bit. And like I said, even the coach, we just sat down a few weeks ago. I was at his house, we were having some whiskey and talking about good old days. And, we always had the coulda, shoulda, woulda, maybe you should have done this, but overall, we all pleased with what we achieved,
Going back to 2008, you moved to the US right after the Olympics?
2009, basically.
Okay.
Early, so January. It was the first race, a little indoor.
And, obviously being world champion, being Olympic champion, but coming from Latvia, going straight away to the US, how did you adapt properly? Was that quite difficult for you at the beginning?
Yes and no, because obviously we always spend a lot of training. We did a lot of training camps in Florida since I was like 16, 17. So I was kind of a little more familiar with Florida, not so much with California, but it was always the dream. It was always the dream. Go live that dream in the United States. At that time, I feel like it was there. I don't think it's there at the moment.
Yeah,
at the moment.
That's true.
At the moment, if you ask me, if it was up to me, I would love to that's why I said I would love to get involved and build that dream in Europe. I want that dream to be here. That's just my vision. But again, I mean, it was great. It was great for me. I went. It was all new. It was a great experience. I was all excited. Everything was new. Just whatever I went, it was a funny story. Me and my buddy Christoph Konrad, we moved together. We discovered Starbucks. We had no idea what Starbucks is, right? Which is it's funny, right? It's funny to think right now, but we I still remember how we sitting on the curb there. We drinking this little Frappuccino, whatever. It was like, this stuff is good. Right? I mean, but
fun.
those little things though, it's funny to think about, but just everything was so new. And I still remember the first race in Reno. Obviously, it's winter time. I don't get to ride much after Olympics, and stuff. I get sent some new bike. It's way too small for me, but whatever. I go to America. I got the first race in Reno. Bill Holmes, the manager, he got me on the team. So it's like, okay,
so
the machine's coming to take
from
over.
One bicycle to free agent straight away. Okay.
Yeah.
I just have one message for Dale Holmes, because he sent me a couple of pictures of you. Thank you very much, Dale. I was a big fan when I was younger. He's also running his own podcast. BMX Weekly. Have a look, guys, and thank you again, Dale.
Yeah, he has a lot of good stuff to say about your podcast as well. And but what I remember, that the first race, January, obviously wasn't, how you come after the winter break, no big tracks and all that stuff. I think quarters both days, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, Del Holmes, you got to ask him yourself, but I saw in his eyes, he questioned his decision of that, right?
Dude, this guy's Olympic
he's like,
champion, world champion.
he tried to calm himself down. It's all good, boys. It's just the first race. whatever. But I was confident in myself. It's like, I wasn't going home. It's like, hey, what if this, whatever, I gotta prove myself again. And obviously next weekend was an outdoor race, back-to-back wins, and obviously the rest is history. Yeah. But at first I saw that in Dell's eyes. Yeah. I felt like he was questioning his decision a little bit. And I don't think he's anymore. Yeah.
NBL more than ABA.
Yeah, I was always an NBL guy. People, because growing up, all the magazines, Randy, Kyle, I didn't know much about ABA. Yeah, I know there's another league. Some guys race ABA, but to me, it was all NBL was the coolest, more technical tracks. It was more the Florida vibe, and that's what I liked the most. So the first 2 years, yeah,
and also iconic tracks like Louisville.
Yeah, iconic tracks, and to me that was the main goal. NBL, yeah. Go race NBL, all the races. And then ABA was just honestly the first, 2 or 3 years. It's just, I went to race just to make extra money. Yeah. There was no idea, there's a title at the end, this and that. It was just to make extra money. And even 2010, I almost won 2009, the title. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the Grands and I lost the title by this much. You got a video. Yeah.
Okay.
By the finish line. Yeah. I went from first to third. Yeah. The points are really close.
Okay.
Me, Randy, and Kyle. Yeah.
Okay. Who won then? Randy?
Randy won, Kyle got second, and I got third, yeah.
Okay.
But at the finish line, I think had to get Randy, yeah. And dude, it was close, yeah, really close. And then I would have been first, and then Kyle would have been third. It was really close. It was that close, yeah. And even the next year when I won 2000, I won the World Cup, World Championship. No, yeah. What else? Yeah, NBL. The 3 titles, yeah. And then I was like, but I'm leading the points in ABA. Let's go. Yeah. Let's do it. It was a long season, but it's like, yeah, let's go for it. Whatever, yeah. And we pushed it probably too far because physically I was good, but I think mentally I was a little bit fatigued, yeah.
Yeah, you were drained.
I was just relying on my physical and ability and the talent a little bit when I just wasn't quite there, yeah. And that's what showed, yeah. The first lap out of nowhere, 2 bike lengths ahead of everybody else, just completely just overshoot the double with the wrong foot, yeah.
Okay.
And so sometimes you gotta ground yourself, yeah. So that was a good learning experience, yeah.
For sure. What was the the things that you had to figure out moving from Europe to the US? Was that like a massive gap? Things that you had to adjust straight away, whether in terms of training, whether on adapting on the tracks and so on. What was the main struggles for you?
The toughest thing was probably just the lifestyle. The food. Obviously I didn't have the car, and all that stuff when I moved there first. But that's why, because I stayed with Del Holmes, yeah, and the whole. Even coach said, you're not going there by yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, he has family home. He can come with me and stuff. And that's why Kristaps Conrad, yeah, obviously one of my closest friends still to this day. And he was racing a pro as well. Yeah. So he was still, trying to push and live that dream as well. And obviously he got hurt later on that year and had to, the dream kind of ended and just couldn't afford it anymore. Yeah. And, but Del Holmes helped a lot. Yeah. He showed everything, all the local restaurants, what's somewhat decent, the groceries, kind of the whole lifestyle about the America took me to these different tracks. So it speed up the process a lot more. Yeah. If it was on my own, I would probably be, it would take me 2 years when in this case, it took me like 6 months. Yeah. So he was obviously a huge help. And, but as far as tracks, they were simple. Yeah. There's, 1, 2, 3, and you just go full speed. Yeah. That's it. There's no rocket science. In Europe, obviously, the tracks are a little trickier. There's some gaps where maybe sometimes you got to slow down actually a little bit if you want to get the jump clean. Over there, you just full throttle.
Yeah.
All the way. Yeah. So it wasn't that hard. Yeah.
So more adapting on your diet, the lifestyle, rather than your training or anything else. Talking about the competitors over there. So you mentioned Randy Stenfauser, Kyle Bennett. Who were they exactly, and
Yeah, no, the Randy. I mean, Randy was tough. Yeah, Randy was tough. I mean, he was older too at that time, but
Because he won the title in 2009, NBL title. I think that was his last title.
Randy.
Yeah.
No, I won 9 and 10,
Okay.
and then Randy might. Yeah, I think he was a champ maybe in 2008.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the and no, yeah, obviously I moved to the States thinking, okay, I mean Kyle, obviously they're Randy, and those guys are fast, yeah. Those guys are fast. There was nothing easy, yeah. And and then, they were as they were slowing down a little bit, I thought, okay, I can relax a little bit, right? I can relax, collect my wins and all that stuff, and boom, then Sam shows up, right? Which is awesome, yeah, for the sport. Don't get me wrong, because you gotta push the competition always, and that's why, as I mentioned before, yeah, that's why to me it was my toughest rivalry, I would say, because he was the guy that I felt like he just never gave up, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see maybe you can always see when somebody's not racing as fast, as maybe not feeling as good that weekend, but you can see he will always spend extra time warming up, getting himself ready, motivated, whatever it took. Some days for me, I kind of like, I felt like something's off. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna push it too far. It's all right, go home, regroup. There's more weekends, yeah. But Sam, I felt like he was always just trying to, no matter what, he was trying to win the race, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why to me he was the toughest guy to race against, yeah. Obviously, there's been a lot of other fast guys, but on daily basis, tough guy to beat, yeah.
Sponsorship wise, the sport back then was very, very US centered,
Mhm.
I would say. Have you ever felt that being European / Latvian compromise your chances of, like earning bigger paychecks?
Well, I
anything
mean,
like that?
I'm sure a little bit, yeah. It could have been, obviously the first 2 years when I went there, I thought it would be better, right? Don't get me wrong, it was good and it got better each year, right? But at first, thinking winning Olympics, all right, I'm gonna get all these emails now. Come on, come ride for us. But no, it didn't happen, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I said, I'm fortunate, yeah. Dale was from Europe and he saw something that nobody else saw.
potential.
Yeah. And so it worked out, but yeah, for sure, yeah. Obviously, I had a good deal, really good deal with free agent. Yeah, I don't think those deals are around anymore in BMX, unfortunately. And I got obviously a really good deal with Rockstar, and I still remember to this day. They said, yeah, it was a good deal, but he said it would be a better deal if you're American.
Yeah.
Right. Because it doesn't happen often because I was sponsored by the American Rockstar.
Yeah.
Normally when you like the Red Bull and stuff and you are sponsored by them, you are sponsored by your own country, Red Bull France or Red Bull. Yeah. And Red Bull Latvia, the only thing they can give me is, 5 cases a month and a hat, right? Because the Latvia is so small, right? So to me, that wasn't an option, yeah, because the country is so small, yeah. And so I was fortunate, yeah, but like you said, it probably could have been better. But again, there's no, like I was living the dream, yeah. Like I always say, I bought my first house in America, yeah. My first car I bought in America. Like a lot of these things that, as a guy, those are big milestones if you think about, right? Like even as silly as it sounds, buying a car, right? But because I remember I was younger, I was collecting my paycheck, whatever the European rounds and putting the money away. You want to, as a point, you want to buy yourself a car, right? And it just kind of never happened, yeah. I was traveling a lot and then I wanted this car, but didn't have enough money, and all that stuff. And then, so all those milestones I kind of reached living in the States, yeah. So, which, and that's why, I honestly, people always say, "What are you gonna ever move back to Latvia?" Right? And I never say no, but I'm in a really good spot where I feel like when I'm in America, I feel like I'm at home, and every time I travel back to Latvia, instantly as I land, I feel like I'm at home as well.
Yeah.
So I got 2 homes, yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Which is a great thing, yeah. So, but people always have, just like when you have a baby, yeah, you just have a baby, they always ask you, when is the other one? When the other one coming? It's like, right, leave me alone. Just let me figure this out first, right? So, but no, not like I said, yeah, great memories, and fortunate still living in the United States and with the family, and yeah, just still, I would say, still living the dream, yeah.
That's great. Very straightforward question for you, Maris. How do you make a living now?
Good. Very straightforward question. Obviously, I mean, I met my buddy as well, Steve Varaldi, back through BMX, and obviously he did some real estate and all that stuff. So some of the money was invested over there. So, and the rent was coming in and all that stuff, and it was good for a while, but then obviously the last year or so, I decided just want to do something on my own. Yeah, obviously it's good to rely on something that's there, but I wanted to accomplish something myself again, and that's why right now, obviously, working on the machine brand, that's one thing. Here and there, I do the machine training tours and stuff, the coaching. It's more of just meeting the kids, passing on the stuff that I've learned, just make sure I, to kind of motivate them, give them that little extra boost, and but again, the Latvian dad that lives in California, he kind of sucked me into BMX again, back into BMX, yeah. And I started coaching his kid, the Helmuts, yeah, the little 9-year-old that won the Worlds this year as well in Copenhagen. And he, like, thanks to him, yeah, I guess we Latvians, we stick together, yeah, I guess, yeah. It was kind of random, but he kind of sucked me into BMX, and that's when I started noticing him more and more often at the track, and what's going on. But here I am, yeah, and I'm having a good time. And so basically that's it. And I have obviously in Latvia as well, when you win Olympic Games, yeah, whatever how many years, 12 years after your last gold medal, you get a pension for life.
Okay.
Yeah. So that as well, yeah. So that one kicked in. So yeah, life is great. Yeah, life is good. Life is good. Can't complain. Yeah.
That's cool. And
could always be better, of course. But that's why we're here. That's why we push in.
You played smart. You mentioned that with all your investments that you've made in real estate and so on, and you're trying to do things now, and being back into BMX, being involved as well. So that's very nice.
And patience is the key. Patience is the key. Because sometimes things, they don't happen as quick as we want, and I'll be the first one to admit, but sometimes you got to stay patient, yeah. You can't force an issue, and if you want to get somewhere one day or achieve this, whatever,
slowly,
you've got to have a little bit of patience too, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, with patience, you can make as well, like, take your time to assess situations and then to make good decisions as well.
Yeah. When you stay cool, calm, and collected, yeah. Under pressure, yeah.
Definitely. My friend, we discussed about, the Latvian riders back then. For me, we call you the Latvian commando. That was a true commando for us. What is your take, and what are your thoughts on the French domination the last couple of years?
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, Frenchies, it's not like you guys dominated before too. You guys were the first, I think, Europeans that also went to the States, yeah. Christophe Levesque, Tom Allier, they kind of took over.
Yeah.
The persons took over America, right? And no, it's good for the sport. I mean, obviously, you guys, BMX has always been pretty big in France.
Yeah.
And well-deserved. And the way I look at it, it should only push other countries to figure their stuff out ASAP, right?
Yeah.
Unless, because I mean, it's great to see 5-6 Frenchies in the final, but I'm thinking other big countries, they're like, hey, we got to do something about it, right? Which is great. It's a healthy competition. That's how I look at it, yeah. But I mean, Pilar right now is killing it, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's always
so fast.
One generation as it kind of fades out, and then you feel like right away, boom, you got the next one's coming in and taking over right away. So which is awesome. Like in Latvia, we can't do that. For us, yeah, when I retired, we knew there's going to be a gap, yeah. So we still.
But you have some good riders like riding in junior man.
Yeah, no, we got the 2 kids, yeah.
woman.
junior
as well?
European champion, and the U23 girl. But obviously, elite is a different beast. Yeah, to take that step into elite, it's that is remain to be seen. If they can pull it off, but they got the skill, they got I think the right mindset, and it's just it's obviously up to them and up to the coach.
Yeah.
So remain to be seen. But we're not gonna have 5 guys in the final. Yeah. I don't think. I wish. Yeah. Quality over quantity. Yeah.
It's a cycle anyway.
Yeah. No, but as far as the
may
French
come back,
domination, it's
so.
it's awesome. It's good for you guys, and well deserved.
Okay. Last question for you, mate. What do you want people to remember about you? About Maris Strombergs, the machine?
What I mean, what I want, it's honestly, it's whatever they want. It's not, I'm not here to tell them how they should think, or, everyone's going to have a different opinion.
Good on you.
But, no, I'm past that. Yeah. Maybe when I was younger, I would try to kind of say something, but right now, I did everything I could, and I never try to burn any relationships, even though maybe when I was racing, I don't know the way you felt or other people, maybe I wasn't the friendliest, whatnot, but I was never disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
That was never me. I stayed humble. I stayed in my lane, my zone. I'm trying to focus on the results, and that's just who I was.
Yeah.
I was not the guy that wanted to go out party all together, and
This is true.
Yeah, and then that's why it was funny to think now maybe I would have changed now, who knows, but if I could never be best friends with somebody, I got to get in the gate and try to beat. It just wasn't me. I don't know if the way I was raised or whatnot. It's just maybe the old school thinking.
Yeah.
Because I still remember, it's a funny story. My wife's good friend, she met Mark Wheelers. He's a good guy. Right. And then they kind of wanted to get together more often and hang out. It's like, I like Mark. He's a good dude and stuff. But I was like, we racing, against each other. I'm not gonna be hanging out and being best buddies with the guy. It's just the way I was thinking. It's funny now to think about it, but that's just how it was. And and
you were a true racer.
Yeah. I was a true racer.
On and off the track.
It was all, it's all business. It's just how it is. This is my lifestyle. This is it. And obviously I train with Latvian guys. We race together, Tremanis, Rihards, we did camps. And even though we were racing against each other, but we're coming from the same country, and those guys are still my friends to this day. And it's a different bond, but as far as from other countries, I kept the circle small. And I always tell kids, 3 things. They always like, what? Because when I retired, I had to think about it. They were like, how did you get where you got, right? And I was like, I don't know. I had to think about it, right? And then I came up with 3 things, which I think is really important, and I feel like anyone that's listening and young kids that the first one's belief, right? You got to believe in yourself. There's no other way around it. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will, right? It starts with you, and then it will attract the right people, right, to help you and push you where you need to go. The second one, obviously, is work ethic. Without that, obviously, in the highest level, business, sports, anything you do, it's not going to happen, unless you win lottery.
You have to commit.
Unless you win lottery. And even then, you need work ethic, because you got to keep buying those tickets, right? So, which includes, obviously, you got to develop the good habits, you got to show up on time. Even though for me, when I was...
Those values are important.
It's important. When I had 2 gold medals, we went to Latvia. When we trained gym or whatever, I always show up early. And to me, if I see young kids coming after me or even 5 minutes late, I could not stand that. Not that I didn't say anything, but I was like, that's not acceptable. Right. It's not acceptable. You should be always showing up before me. I can be the one coming up late and calling coach like, hey, I'll be coming, cancel the training or whatever. So that's work ethic. It obviously includes a lot of little things. And third one, but surround yourself with good people. It's really important. Yeah, surround yourself with good people. And I was fortunate enough. Yeah, obviously it starts with parents a lot of times.
Yeah.
My coach and a couple of really good friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones that always they wanted best for me. Yeah, even though Kristaps Konrads, we were riding bikes. Richard Zueda, we were competing against each other. But he genuinely, I know that he wanted
Yeah.
me to achieve, the highest levels
Yeah.
of the sport. Yeah, he never wanted to hold me back, or he's like, it's about me now, or whatever. Yeah. So it's really important to have that good circle. And what I always tell, first, second gold medal, even to this day, the circle hasn't changed. Yeah. It's just as small as it was before. It's the same people, and nothing ever changed.
Yeah.
And that's important. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, just like in the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. These, I mean, this very small circle of people, they are basically your bubble of security in a way. There is, it's like a cocoon. Like,
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, everyone can, everyone else is gonna be a little different, but trust me, after the especially second gold medal, yeah, when I got home, even the first one, yeah, all these interviews, I was invited to the Latvian whatever, Dancing with the Stars and all this stuff, and you think I never wanted to do it. It was just not for me. At first, it kind of sounds great, but this whole fame thing, because I knew I'm all about the sports. That's just me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, as I always say, stay in your lane. Yeah. Dancing with the Stars is great, but it's not. It takes away from racing. It's a commitment.
Yeah.
It's not a simple thing. And I just right away, no. Yeah. Just no, it's just yeah. And then even
Not now. But,
not. I don't probably not ever, but and right now it's like I said, when I was 19, I had the time when I wanted to go out and party and all that stuff. And when I was racing, after I moved to America, it was almost impossible to get me out past midnight. Yeah, it's just I just didn't want to do it. Yeah, like even after races, I know there's always after parties and whatnot. I was at 10, 11 o'clock. I was really sound asleep, and everyone else was. When everyone else was drinking beer out of each other's shoes and stuff, right? Right?
Oh,
yeah, no.
we had a couple of good parties.
No, don't get me wrong. They were. I mean, I've been in some of them, obviously, but it's just not. Yeah, maybe a little too wild. Yeah, but I was more like, it's just I wanted. Yeah, after the race, I just wanted to chill in the room.
Yeah.
Quiet. I didn't want nothing. Yeah, and that was just me. That was my way of.
Yeah.
So right now, that's why the machine is born. Yeah, we wanna raise the next future machines. Yeah, we wanna leave the mark behind, and hopefully we can make it happen too. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't end with me. Yeah, I want the journey and the legacy to continue, and I don't want it to be about me, but about the next stars and personalities. Yeah.
Cool. Maris, before we end this episode with you, the interview, I have one bonus question. Going back to London 2012, the race, obviously you won your second Olympic gold medal over there, but you struggle a little bit within the quarters, and then along, that this was basically a 2 days competition, but you slowly but surely, like getting better and better. I'd like to get your thoughts on it, because this is basically my favorite final and gold medal that you won, because you had guys like Sam, who was in his prime. What is his name again? Liam Phillips was there. Connor was there.
21 game. Yeah, I was going fast. Yeah.
That was a hell of a lineup in the final.
Yeah. How much time I got? There's a lot to talk.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, of course. I mean, that's like I always say. That's watching the main event. It's not that I sit at home and watch, but if it ever comes up somewhere, whatever, still to this day gives me goosebumps. Yeah, yeah, and like I always say, it's a lot harder to defend than to win your first one, right? Both are hard to do, right? But Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, yeah, obviously the whole year, Olympics coming around, you're thinking to yourself, okay, you're Olympic champ, 4 years, great. You know, how's it going to be when you're not Olympic champ, right? It's funny to think about and silly, but at the same time, those little thoughts, they somewhere in the back of your mind, right? And leading up to Olympics, you know, we 2 weeks out, yeah, we training on the little playground back home, you know, solid track, and got to do laps, you know, got to push ourselves still, you know, a little bit. And then I was struggling, not because I wasn't fast or whatnot, but because I didn't want to get hurt.
Okay.
I'm thinking, okay, if I crash now, break my collarbone or whatever happens, the dream's over. Yeah. So you should not be thinking about it. But again, Olympics is a big thing. The whole country's behind you. Obviously, everyone's expecting, okay, this is our best chance to win a gold medal in the Olympics. So, you know, all that stuff, that's what I said.
Yeah.
And it showed in the race. Yeah. You know, it's not that I was physically unprepared. Mentally, prepared. It's just when the Olympics came around, I felt like it was too soon.
Yeah.
I need give me another 3 weeks, right? Just give me 3 weeks, yeah, right? And, but I mean, obviously I didn't have them. So I had to figure my stuff out. And it showed in the race, yeah. The speed was there, even in practice, speed was there. But the gates in the first gate, just a little late, a little too quick, hit the gate. Timing's a little off. And whatever, qualified for the semifinal, new day. And I still remember the day before, I tell everyone the story. Coach like, okay, let's go outside, grab your bike. He grabs the little chalk, whatever, rock. He draws a big turn on the asphalt, right? Okay, just go slow. Just go do one high-low now. Go inside out. Go kind of low out, whatever. The different lines, yeah, slow. It's like, coach, what are you doing? It's like I'm me going tomorrow trying to win the gold medal. You teaching me some 5-year-old, you know, giving me some 5-year-old exercises, right? And then first lap, hit the gate a little bit, touch the gate, get cut off. I mean, I was probably dead last, 7th, whatever. First turn, high-low, boom, come up 4th. Which I normally don't really do, right? It's not. I was like, and then right away as I come out of the turn, is like the coach knows something, right? It's like, I mean, not that I didn't know that, but it was crazy. At the second lap, the same thing. Whatever, I was somewhere in the pack. I kind of did that, you know, I call the Joris move, yeah, which is a great move. And the turn kind of low, and then you come out in the end, yeah. Come out 3rd or whatever. I think I got 3rd over. I already forgot, yeah, honestly. And that's exactly what we did the night before, right? And then the 3rd lap, obviously I couldn't stay on the same path. Obviously I had to win Olympics. So the 3rd lap, obviously I had a solid gate. I felt I had a whole shot. I should have won the lap, which I got 2nd, but I got that the momentum going. Okay, this is it. This is me now. Yeah. This is what I was supposed to do every lap. Yeah. And then true story. You can call the guy asking the coach's assistant. Yeah, you should get him on the camera and ask him the question. But before the main event, when we're walking up, he asked me, he's like, "Why are you smiling?" I told him, I got it. That's it. And I walked up and I won the lap. And that's a true story. I'm not trying to come up with anything. And
there is no storytelling behind this. Is
reality. And I told him I got it, because it's like it's hard to explain, but it's just I felt like I had, because I've been in that position obviously many times, winning the laps, and I know that what it feels like before or after, and this is exactly what I felt like. I'm just unstoppable now, right? And then obviously you get in the gate, you still gotta focus, right? You cannot be ahead of yourself. You gotta be locked in, because once the gate dropped, and I felt like the timing it wasn't maybe the greatest gate, but it was definitely above average, right? It was a good solid gate, and I knew that's all I needed. And the boom, and then it's just everything is obviously history.
Yeah. When I'm thinking about this final, I remember, and this is something that we can see on videos as well, but the eyes of people and the entire crew. What made you the most proud? I mean, you winning a gold medal, or you and collectively being able to get this medal?
I mean, it's a combination of both, Like I say, it's not every interview, or even in Latvia, I said, yeah, it's not, obviously I get put, Maris did it, this and that, but I could not do it by myself. Yeah. There's always a team, no matter if it's individual sport or team sport, there's always a group of people involved. Yeah. I could not do it by myself. And I always said that, yeah, I never forgot about my coach. We got therapists, and, the same with my Tremanis and Richard Vidi, even though maybe they didn't accomplish what they wanted to, but we were always a team. We were training together. We were pushing each other, and without them too, I wouldn't maybe push myself as hard, the same.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a team, and our second was definitely a special one. Yeah. The whole, when we arrived back home, yeah, we got off the plane, there's red carpet, kids waiting, there's autographs, media, pictures, then we get picked up on the bus, driving through the Riga, the capital city. It was late already. It was like 10 o'clock. There's some people waiting on the street, waving. And then we driving to my hometown, which is hour and a half away. So we get there at midnight. Half the city is out waiting still. We get off the bus. It was the coolest experience, yeah, ever. And that's something I'll cherish and remember forever, yeah. Even though it's not about the fame and whatnot, but the moment, it was just, you don't get to experience it every day. So it was
those moments with your
it was awesome, and the family,
with
the
an entire
friends.
nation behind you.
Yeah. It was, but I never forgot where I came from. Yeah. So it always, like I always said, the circle still to this day is the same. I enjoyed the fame, everything's good. But the next day you wake up, you got to move forward. Yeah. This is it. And that's why some of the years, the next year, even when I raced in the United States, yeah, the season started so quick. I felt like I just won Olympics, and boom, I'm in the gate in Arizona. I got a target on my back, but I'm like, again, I need like 6 months. I couldn't mentally just catch up. Even though I raced the Europe that year, I won the European title, but mentally I was just, physically I was maybe there, but mentally I was just 3 months behind. Yeah. Could not catch up the whole year. I couldn't catch up. Yeah. I was still, a little behind.
Which is normal.
Which is normal. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
You're a machine.
Yeah.
Sometimes, the machine needs to rest as well. And not only physically, but mentally, because in order to reconnect to realities, it takes time. This is a question I've asked to Joris, to Romain, to Sylvain. It was very difficult for Joris and Romain to reconnect after the Olympics. Not that much for Sylvain, because he's always after races and racing, he wants to.
No, I feel like Sylvain, one of the few. I haven't talked to Sylvain obviously about it, but he just seems like he just bleeds BMX. Yeah.
Completely.
It's just he wakes up to me. Like I said, it wasn't my.
I think yes, BMX, but more like the racing side of it.
The racing, maybe the action, in general, everything, to me was more. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I missed that. Obviously, the feeling that the whole shut the gate and everything, but there's also risk and reward involved, and that the risk was sometimes, a lot of times, didn't. It was a little bit up here, higher than the reward at that time. I felt like, right, and I couldn't. You had to find the right balance for me, and towards as I got older, the risk and reward the level is not where it needs to be, and then it just gets a little more challenging, just playing a catch up all the time, catch up, and you try to find those little goals, the motivation to push yourself to get there where you need to get, and then you do it, but you cannot do it consistently anymore, and that's just, you got little sparks, moments, and that's what I felt like, and towards then I was like, I didn't want to race like that anymore.
Yeah. Cool. Maris, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, for everything, for all of those information, all of those anecdotes, insights. I think it's definitely interesting, inspiring. So thanks for that. One last word. Something you would like to share, a topic you would like to cover. Short one.
No, dude. Yeah, of course. Honestly, no. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the podcast. Yeah, I had a good time. Yeah, obviously bringing back a lot of good old memories and stuff. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to go back home and play some golf. Honestly, I miss my morning rounds of golf, and so yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Cool, dude. Well, all the best for all of your projects, the machine brand, but also all of the camps you're doing with kids. Something that I'm gonna remember. You want to, the dream that we've got, like Europeans like 10 years ago, even before that, to go to the US. You would like to bring back this kind of spark, but in Europe. I wish you all the best for all of your projects. Once again, thank you very much, guys. That was episode 7. Cheers. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Thank you.